Now at 9, former Prince Andrew Mountbatten has been arrested. Find out more about the details.
Plus, a giant poster of President Donald Trump has been hung in Washington, D.C. See why.
And JP Morgan is pushing back against a recent lawsuit. Hear what this can mean.
Also, the Indiana State Senate passed a new bill, how this may affect public schools and universities.
And I've got the details on our first severe weather day of the year. NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Brianna Baru.
And I'm Addison Hampshire. This past month, the Indianapolis Senate passed a new bill. NewsLink Indiana's Max Robson has more.
On January 28th, with a vote of 37-8, the Indianapolis Senate voted to pass Senate Bill 182.
Wants a bill to help decide the degree of security for offenders, amended to enforce public schools and universities to have gender-exclusive areas based on sex at birth.
I transitioned 20 years ago. We've all been around, we've been using the bathrooms, no one's noticed, and it's not been an issue. So it's kind of turned into, political theater, and we are unfortunately the target of it because there's not an actual issue happening.
For some, this is a step in the right direction.
I'm in support of the bill. I think it's good. I think we should have these terms codified into law if they're going to be disputed by other people, and we should have that set in stone.
If this Senate bill passes through the House and Governor Mike Braun, changes at Ball State University would happen soon after.
To follow the proposed bill, Ball State University, as well as other schools and universities, would erase gender-inclusive housing and enforce students to use the restrooms of their sex assigned at birth or be subject to civil action. But these regulations pose new questions.
I don't know how they would enforce it, and as far as faculty, I think faculty might be at higher risk because a lot of people know I'm trans and I'm out, and so I think if you're out and really public, you might be more targeted to have it enforced.
But enforcement might not be what's most important.
It's more of I'd say in general, it's more of a symbolic law. I don't think it'll be heavily enforced.
Ball State University declined to comment on the proposed bill. In Muncie, Max Robson, NewsLink, Indiana.
The bill is currently in the House and will have to pass on the third reading with majority vote before heading to Governor Mike Braun for a final chance to pass or veto.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, has been arrested. Today, Thames Valley Police said he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Police had previously said they were assessing evidence related to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Andrew is Queen Elizabeth's third child. His brother, King Charles, stripped him of the royal title of prince due to his connections to the late convicted sex offender. Andrew has vehemently denied any and all wrongdoings in his dealings with Epstein. King Charles said he is concerned about Andrew's arrest, but stressed, quote, "the law must take its course," end quote.
A giant banner of President Donald Trump now hangs outside the Justice Department headquarters in Washington, D.C. The image of Trump in shades of blue was unveiled today at the Robert F. Kennedy Building and features the slogan, "Make America Safe Again." Since Trump retook office last year, the DOJ has faced repeated accusations of targeting the president's perceived enemies on his behalf. However, the department says its investigations are not political. Similar banners featuring President Trump's face have recently been displayed at the Departments of Labor and Agriculture.
JP Morgan Chase is claiming President Donald Trump improperly included CEO Jamie Dimon in his debanking lawsuit against the company. According to a court filing, Trump's lawsuit is based on a Florida statute that explicitly exempts federally regulated bank executives who are acting in their official role. Trump sued the company and Dimon last month, alleging the bank improperly removed him as a client in 2021 for political reasons. The president is seeking $5 billion in damages. The bank also argues that by including Dimon as a defendant, Trump's lawyers are trying to keep the case in state court. The company claims since Dimon cannot be included in the lawsuit, it should be moved to federal court.
A federal judge in Minnesota held a Trump administration attorney in civil contempt yesterday. The contempt finding was given for, quote, flagrant disobedience of court orders in the case of a non-citizen swept up in the immigration crackdown earlier this year, end quote. It appears to mark the first time a federal attorney has faced court-ordered sanctions during President Trump's second term. The judge ordered lawyer Matthew Ishara to pay $500 each day that the immigrant is not given back his identification documents. The man was released last week from an immigration and customs enforcement facility. Ishara told the judge the violation was not intentional, but due to a high volume of cases. The judge replied that doesn't justify disobedience.
You know, Addison, the weather has just been so unpredictable lately.
I know, especially tonight. I mean, yeah.
Things are kind of tense, but let's learn more about the weather with Joe.
Yeah, it's been a pretty action-packed night. If we look at this radar right now, you'll see all these storms going throughout Indiana, mainly out to our east now, but we did have a little bit of a scare earlier where we had some clouds that were rotating. But overall, just heavy rain, winds, hail in some spots is mainly the theme for tonight, and this tornado watch is going to go until 11 p.m. But what I'm going to be tracking in my full forecast later on in the show are these thunderstorms, high wind gusts tomorrow, and temperatures. We're cutting them in half, so we got a long way to go. All that more in my full forecast.
Coming up, Ball State hosted its annual career fair. See how it's helping students.
And hear about how some students are using the past to learn.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Welcome back. The Gardner Career Center held its spring jobs fair in the Worthern Arena yesterday. NewsLink Indiana's Evan Schott stopped by to see who was hiring. Over 300 employers and companies met with over 2,000 students to network, recruit, and hire. However, for some students, skills such as selling oneself may be hard to perfect. Career Center Coordinator of Employer Relations Kyle Bell encourages them to keep trying and put themselves in uncomfortable situations.
Sharpen your skills and keep having discussions. Keep talking. Don't be afraid to put yourself in positions that may feel uncomfortable, because usually when you're uncomfortable, that's when good things occur.
As students make good impressions and strong connections with employers, finding a job can become easier. Visit the Career Center in Lucina Hall, room 220 at any time for questions and training.
Ball State University's theater department is showcasing their new play, Veal. NewsLink Indiana's Arlene Thompson took a walk down memory lane.
While the world is remembering the past, the actors of Veal are set on how important it is to focus on how painful it can be. In the whirlwind, apocalyptic world of veal, the theme is almost impossible to miss.
I think this piece deals primarily in the world of nostalgia and memories and relating to those things, the relationship between time and truth and how that all kind of comes together.
Using the messenger of art, the audience experiences just how cruel the past can be. Student actor Will Swigart was eager to take on the challenge of showcasing the dangers of reminiscing.
Like how theater affects people and how it makes them feel, and I think this piece makes people feel a lot.
The effectiveness of art forces the audience to recollect the times they have hurt those around them. The usage of violence, dystopia, and old friendships allows the audience to step into the open wound of words.
I think this is a really raw story about how words can affect others, and it's important to always value the people around you and remember that people from your past can pop up in your future.
While the world mourns the loss of the past, it can be a painful reminder to remember your old self.
I think it's a really good reminder at the ways in which self-reflection is important, but also the importance of making sure that we're not getting lost in the rose-colored glasses of it all.
In an exciting, oppressive realm, the cast of Veal is more than excited to present the most bittersweet emotion, nostalgia. In Muncie, Arlene Thompson, NewsLink, Indiana.
To find out more information, check their Instagram at Ball State Theater Dance.
Workers in Philadelphia are putting an exhibit on slavery back up. It comes after a judge ordered the signs be reinstalled while the lawsuit continues. The panels were removed from Independence National Historic Park last month. They hung at the site where President George Washington and John Adams once lived. The city filed a lawsuit saying the federal government couldn't remove them without permission. On Monday, a federal judge agreed. She said Congress passed legislation that specifically limits the Interior Department's ability to alter the park. The Interior Department has said it will appeal during the ruling.
It's been more than 20 years since YouTube came online, and now a museum in London is preserving part of that history. The Victoria and Albert Museum is displaying reconstruction of an early YouTube webpage from 2006. It features the first video ever shown on the platform. Me at the Zoo is a 19-second clip of then 25-year-old YouTube co-founder Jawed Karim talking about elephants. The museum says it took 18 months to rebuild the page.
A new app will help break the language barrier for people visiting Kansas City for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Missouri Restaurant Association is launching a new multilingual menu app that will translate menus into 28 languages. The Restaurant Association says the Lingo Eats app will launch on March 1st, helping visitors from around the world find the best food options available. The app also offers currency conversations and dietary restriction information. And there's a voice option that reads menu items aloud and can answer questions about ingredients and preparation methods.
Starting tonight, we're seeing a big drop in temperatures down as low as 30 degrees from where we are now. Find out when we hit that after the break.
After his wife passed, my neighbor Larry started drinking a lot. He was in distress and acting out. He had guns around, and I didn't want anything bad to happen. I pressed pause. Our local authorities filed a firearm restraining order to temporarily remove the guns. It gave Larry the time he needed to get help. It wasn't easy, but we got through it together. Learn more at illinois.gov/pause to heal.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. Let's go outside Cooper Science, where we've had a lot of weather happening in our area. You can see the rain behind me reflected off the camera as we look over the Ball State campus. Conditions right now, our temperatures are starting that decrease. We're down at 57 degrees. That dew point's pretty close, 53. So it's pretty humid out there right now, and we've got rain and thunderstorms throughout the area. Looking at that radar again, you're going to see this just starting to push its way out, as we see to our east now in Winchester and Richmond. But we had some stronger storms move through earlier, not just here, but across the state. And that is because of this Storm Prediction Center slight risk we've been in all throughout the day. The enhanced risk down to our south has been taken away, but we are still in a slight risk. So that's a level 2 out of 5 on the severe scale, which basically means we see winds up to 60 miles per hour, hail up to an inch, and a possibility of tornadoes. There were a couple tornadoes earlier to our south in Bloomington, Indiana. But let's track out the rest of this rain because we're not quite done yet. We have a second round coming through within the next couple hours. More rain all throughout the area by 10 p.m. That's going to make its way out by 1, but you're going to be dealing with a couple rumbles of thunder and probably some lightning for the next few hours. But don't worry, we shouldn't be seeing anything major. That's going to move out by 1. It's going to clear out a little bit overnight before a new round of clouds starts to move in by tomorrow. Here it is at noon, lots of cloud cover throughout the area. Now let's take a look at these current temperatures because we're starting that decrease. You can see the blues up to the north, but 57 in Muncie, 55 in Anderson, and 51 in Marion. Those temperatures, like I said, they're going to start to drop off tonight all the way down to 40 degrees. Thunderstorms throughout the first half of the night. Winds, they are going to be pretty breezy. South, 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 30. And as you take a look at tomorrow, it's going to be really windy tomorrow. West 20 miles per hour, west 25 miles per hour. Temperatures and clouds remain consistent throughout the day. But let's track out those winds now because this is going to cause some problems in the morning. 37 mile per hour wind gusts in Muncie, 43 miles per hour in Marion. And then that wind's just going to continue all throughout the day. So don't even try doing your hair tomorrow. That wind's just going to mess it up so fast. And then here is the evening commute, still windy as we go throughout the day, 36 miles per hour in Muncie, before it finally starts to die off as we go into Saturday morning. Now, we've been having this warm streak, so let's talk about that a little bit. We hit the record high yesterday. 71, the previous record was 67, and we almost hit that today as well, 65 degrees, so we got just 2 degrees off the record high. But I hope you enjoyed that warmth because we are beginning this drop down, full roller coaster effect down to these cooler temperatures. It was 71 yesterday. Look at this. All the way to the freezing point, 32 degrees by Sunday. So we are cutting those temperatures in half. Literally, we're dropping almost 40 degrees in temperatures as we go throughout the next couple of days. And you'll see that reflected in the 7-day forecast. 43 on Friday, 42 on Saturday. The snow chances return on Sunday with 32 degrees. And we continue to remain cool throughout the first half of the week before temperatures, they start to build their way back up with rain chances on Wednesday. Those lows are going to be cold as well, so keep that winter coat handy. I was hoping we would be able to stay in the shorts, but it looks like we got to get the winter stuff back out.
Yeah, it sounds like if I show up to class with crazy hair tomorrow, everyone will know why.
Oh yeah, everyone's going to show up with crazy hair.
There's lots more to get into on NewsLink Indiana. Steven Grotta has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Addison and Brianna. One Delaware County high school has broken a curse, and one NFL team might be on the move. All this and more next in sports.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves, set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things. This is pre-tirement.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff.
You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Stephen Grotto with sports. The Chicago Bears might be on the move to Indiana. The Indiana House Committee unanimously approved a plan yesterday for the new stadium for the Bears to be built in Hammond. The plan includes new local taxes to help pay for the stadium, as well as the Bears agreeing to pay $2 billion towards the construction. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker called the development a surprise and disappointing, noting his team has recently had positive discussions with the Bears. Any mention of Illinois was omitted in the Bears statement. Another intense chapter between USA and Canada played out on the women's hockey stage at the Olympics in Milan, Italy, Thursday. It was the Americans grabbing the victory and the gold medal from the jaws of defeat. The U.S. scored a goal late in regulation, then found the net just over 4 minutes into overtime to top Canada 2-1. After a scoreless first period between the rivals, Canada scored less than a minute into the second period. It would remain 1-0 Canada until Hillary Knight of the U.S. redirected a shot on goal that went in to tie the game with only 2 minutes, 4 seconds left in the final period. In the overtime, Megan Keller scored the winner. It is the first gold for the U.S. hockey women since 2018 and third overall. Against Canada all-time in the Olympics, the U.S. has won 5 times, including 3 wins in gold medal games. From the region to the rubber, Yorktown Track and Field is looking to build on a curse-breaking fall. NewsLink Indiana's Jake Dickman stepped on his mark, got set, and learned more.
The snow is melting, the birds are chirping, and running shoes are pounding the pavement, which can only mean one thing. It is officially track season here at Yorktown. But before the Tigers get into the starting blocks, I wanted to take a look back on last season's cross-country results, because for the first time in 44 years, a team from Delaware County was at the state meet.
Very special for Yorktown High School, very special for our group, but just having a team from Delaware County not make it for that long was really important for us to be like, hey, Delaware County can produce some really quality high school cross-country teams.
Not only did qualification break a Delaware County curse, but it also offered a unique chance for Yorktown, as the Tigers had never sent a full team to the state meet. The opportunity is something junior Wyatt Turner called special.
Just going as a team just made the experience that much better. I feel like it's one thing to make the state meet as individuals, and then it's another to be able to go and run as a team and just be a part of something bigger than just yourself.
And now the focus is set to shift to the rubber, where senior Owen Fouts believes that this team can do another special thing.
We all have experience in the big meets. We've all ran against people way taller, way bigger. We've ran under pressure, and I know that we can perform well under it.
And the Tigers hope that the first week of June, they'll be crossing the finish line in Indianapolis. In Yorktown, Jake Dickman, NewsLink, Indiana.
Heading to the hardwood, the Ball State men's volleyball team is on the road tonight. The Cardinals have started their season 4-0 in conference play after defeating then number 12 McKendree and number 13 Lindenwood. Setter Lucas Machado racked up 81 assists as well as 13 kills and 14 digs over the 2 contests. This performance earned him the American Volleyball Coaches Association Player of the Week, which is the first time a Cardinal has won the award since 2022. The team headed to Columbus tonight to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes, where they would fall in straight sets. The Cardinals will be back in action Saturday against the Northern Kentucky Norse. The hockey game today of the women, USA versus Canada, absolutely heart-stopping in that overtime winner. It was so thrilling to watch.
Oh my gosh, yes. But yeah, it was so amazing to see them win, Mm-hmm. Thank you, Stephen. When we come back from the break, we're going to have one final look at your forecast. Stay with us.
My son, Ricky, took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me in ways that I never knew that I could be broken. And I contemplated suicide. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe. Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been experiencing some heavy storm conditionings in our viewing area.
We go live to NewsLink Indiana's Alea Stowers to take a look at the current weather.
Thank you, and wow, are we having some active weather here in Muncie. Starting yesterday with those spring-like temperatures breaking that record heating of 71 degrees for that new record. We beat the previous record by 4 degrees. And along with those temperatures being very spring-like, those dew points are also high as well. You saw that reflected this morning with that dense fog that we were experiencing until mid-morning when that finally started to clear up. Now with that sunshine today, it also brought more of that heating in. And what's the best fuel for storms like this? Definitely warm, moist air. So we definitely had all the moisture and the warmth, and those storms that moved across central and southern Indiana were just gaining fuel as they moved. We did have reports of a tornado observed in Bloomington. While it did miss IU campus, we did see some images of a bank being destroyed and also some links in the ceiling of a Best Buy. Now here in Muncie, we are on the safe side, but make sure you do stay weather aware and keep those alerts on.
Thank you, Aaliyah. Wow, things have been all over the place with the weather.
I know. It's just crazy to sit here and...
It's been absolutely crazy to be in this newsroom. I've come over to Joe's weather pod so many times and I being like, Joe, what is happening? Keep us updated.
The amount of people who have come up to me and go, Joe, what's going on? And I'm like, okay, let's go through it.
Yeah. Well, Joe, do you want to give us one final look?
Yeah, let's take one last look at that radar where those storms are making their way out, but we have a second round coming in within the next couple hours. But like I said, that rain is on its way out for now. We're looking at the 7-day forecast. There's going to be a large drop in temperatures as we go throughout the next few days. 43 on Friday with windy conditions. 42 on Saturday. Our low for the week is going to be 32 on Sunday with a chance of snow. We do start to heat back up as we get to midweek next week with rain chances on Wednesday. So we're going to break out the coats for a couple days, but hopefully we can put them away by midweek.
Oh my gosh, I did not bring my coat tonight, so I'm kind of scared. You're going to be walking back in those bad weather conditions.
I mean, it really looks like Punxsutawney Phil might have been right. I know we got really warm, then it's really back down to cold, so maybe he was right all along.
Yeah.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 8 for Cardinal Sunrise, streaming live on NewsLink Indiana's Facebook page and YouTube channel.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to cardinalmediabsu.com. Have a great night and stay safe.